And from Bihar now to Jammu and Kashmir, where 4 army men have lost their lives fighting terrorists in just the last 24 hours. Pakistan-sponsored terror groups in Kashmir have bled the security forces once again, just weeks after Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan had made a show of wanting dialogue with India. But the terror taps have not been shut off because via handlers and supplies from Pakistan-sponsored terror groups are continuing to attack Indian security forces. First the CRPF in Anantnag a few days ago, and now encounters and an attack on a vehicle in Pulwama just yesterday. 4 young army men killed in less than 24 hours in Kashmir. It's a massive terror surge that's being witnessed as we speak in the Kashmir Valley under this government. 5 attacks have been reported in just the last 6 days. In Anantnag, a soldier was killed while 2 Jaish terrorists were eliminated in an early morning gun battle today. The encounter is a second in a series of attacks in the Kashmir Valley in the past 2 days. 2 other soldiers who were injured in an IED blast in Pulwama yesterday succumbed to their injuries. Major Ketan Sharma was killed in a separate operation in Anantnag yesterday. He was only 32 years old. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and Army Chief Bipin Rawat paid tributes. So far in 2019, 11 army men have died, while 17 terrorists have been eliminated during anti-terror operations in the Kashmir Valley. Well, the terror attack in Pulwama that left 40 CRPF personnel dead in February has finally been avenged because Jaish commander Sajjad Bhatt and Tausif Bhatt have been killed in an encounter in Anantnag today. Sajjad owned the vehicle that was used to attack the CRPF convoy in Pulwama in February and in another attack in Anantnag. Tausif was Sajjad's handler and co-conspirator of the attacks on these security forces. He was the last surviving perpetrator of the February 14th Pulwama attack. With his killing, all attackers of that gruesome vehicular attack have now been eliminated. Remember, this is the Jaish-e-Mohammed funded, armed and trained inside Pakistan. Well, with terrorists bleeding our forces, India's new Home Minister Amit Shah's iron fist approach, or at least the promised approach against terrorists, is on its biggest test, and he's got no time to waste. Major Ketan Sharma, Rifleman Anil Kumar Jaswal, Havildar Amarjeet Kumar and Nayak Ajit Kumar. 4 army men killed in just the last 24 hours in Kashmir. Our forces continue to pay with their lives for a no-compromise crackdown on Pakistan-backed terror. Joining me live now, Qamar Cheema from Islamabad. He's a well-known Pakistani strategic affairs and defense analyst. And with me here in the studio, Major General A.K. Sivach, one of India's most well-known military affairs experts. Qamar Cheema, I want to come to you straight first because, you know, the deaths of 4 army men, even though we've eliminated Pakistan-funded terrorists, comes just a few short days, Qamar, after Imran Khan made this big show of wanting dialogue, with Pakistan. And having been snubbed diplomatically by India, it appears that Pakistan has switched on the terror tap once again, which is what it knows best.
Shiv, if you will disproportionately use force in Indian-occupied Kashmir, and which is the failure of the democratic institutions of India, that they failed to embrace the Kashmiris and now they have picked the gun. So that does not mean Imran Khan is at fault. That is not the fault of Imran Khan. Is you have forcefully
Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists, Qamar. Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists.
Did we ask you to rule these people with gun? So why you blame Imran Khan?
Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists.
The failure of your own.
The leader of the men who has been killed today is a VIP citizen in Kashmir, in Pakistan.
This is the failure of Indian democracy and this is the failure of Indian social contract. That is why you have to see this day that your own people are picking guns and killing your soldiers.
The handlers of these men, Qamar Cheema, the handlers of the men killed today and who killed our security forces are protected individuals in your country. That is the truth. That is the reason why it has nothing to do with Kashmir.
And that is the in the presence of hundreds and thousands of soldiers, If few people are being handled from abroad, what your army is doing there? Control your people, use your army. Don't blame us.
Okay.
You are ruling these people with guns, so you will have to face
this is the same country that trains. This is the same country. Yours is a country that trains terrorists to be, to act as to use villagers as human shields. You kill common Kashmiris and sometimes you kill our brave soldiers as well. General Sivach, this is, this is an upsurge in terror that has happened. The biggest spate of attacks that has happened since the Pulwama attacks. How do you assess this situation, sir, from a security perspective, because there is a sudden surge of attacks in Pulwama and Anantnag now?
Shiv, absolutely correct. See, you have to take it this way. As far as security forces are concerned, the all-out operation has been very successful. In last 6 months, 115 terrorists have been eliminated.
Yes.
The complete leadership of Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Toba have been wiped off from South Kashmir and to some extent to North Kashmir. They are headless today. So they are now feeling desperate. The handlers of them in ISI and deep state in Pakistan army are now trying to push that they should also become relevant, especially before the Amarnath Yatra.
Yes.
Now, as far as the conspirator of Pulwama was concerned, Sadat Ahmed Bhatt and Tawfiq Ahmed Bhatt, both have been also eliminated.
Yes.
Now, as far as these four men, we should not read too much in this, that in 24 hours that we have sacrificed four.
No.
As far as Major Ketan Sharma was concerned, he was leading an operation.
Yes.
Unlike other armies, here the operation, even a small operation, is led by from front by a
brave young officer. Yeah.
So that is what it takes a difference. Second thing is, our operations are always a people-friendly operation. We do not use excessive force.
Correct.
There is no collateral damage, and that's why at times you buy your casualties.
And that is it.
And one must understand, Shiv, we are on top. As far as Kashmir Valley is concerned, today the security forces have managed to eliminate the complete, you can say, leadership as well
So this is a desperation. Would you call it a desperation of Pakistan now to turn these terror taps on, General Sivach?
Absolutely,
it's desperation, right?
I'm telling you, this is a desperation. But the Pakistan, government must realize, Imran Khan must realize it. He was trying to shed crocodile tears when he has gone to SCO. He was trying to make sure that he have a talk with India.
Kamar,
whereas we have
there's a pattern here. Of course there's a pattern here.
400
Pakistan,
terrorists are already waiting on launch pad to be ready to be sort of infiltrated in India.
Pakistan is, already has been snubbed at the SCO, was not given any importance at the SCO by India. Forget about India. The simple fact of the matter is Imran Khan has shed crocodile tears by saying he wants dialogue. Please explain to me, why should India, forget about dialogue anyway, but I am saying, why should dialogue be anywhere near the table, Kamar, if the Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists, which are funded by Pakistan, I'm sure you will agree with at least that, are continuing to operate and attack Indian security forces?
Well, in SCO, it was the Prime Minister Modi who was sidelined. You can see in the pictures and the dinner.
Yeah.
But as coming to the topic, what you are saying...
Because the world needs Pakistan more than it needs India, because that's...
Shiv, listen me. No, what I'm saying. That I think at the moment, our country is also facing improvised explosive devices. We have lost thousands of soldiers in this. The problem is we are fighting terrorist organization, fighting against your own people. You are fighting against your own constitution. You are fighting against your own values. But what's happening in Indian occupied Kashmir is not our fault. You need to deal with your people.
It is your fault. That's the point. The point is the Lashkar-e-Taiba, the Hizbul Mujahideen and the Jaish-e-Mohammed are not Indian funded organizations. They are not self-funded organizations. Please be under no delusions, Kamar Chima. Kamar Chima, this is the oldest lie. Nobody needs to be convinced about whether Pakistan has no hand in Kashmir.
Looking at the Kashmir problem, you need to look inward.
Kashmir is our issue. We will sort it out. It's an internal issue. It has nothing to do with Pakistan. I want to ask General Sivach. No. Sorry, we don't need lectures from a country that nobody pays attention to. General Sivach, I want to ask you one thing now. Let's try and get into you know, what happens next, because tu meme between India and Pakistan over terrorism and the terror groups will continue indefinitely. But General Sivach, we have a new Home Minister who is known to have a reputation as being a taskmaster, a tough man, might think of some out-of-the-box ideas. What should the action plan be as far as Amit Shah is concerned? He is a guy who is known to try and get things done. He might look at things definitely, but India is also looking at Amit Shah very closely, General Sivach, because he needs to deliver something different now.
I agree with you. Shiv, as far as you know, this what is happening in Kashmir Valley, that there will be a slight change which will take place. You know, the iron hand with velvet girl, that will be a policy. Go against the terrorists, do not show any mercy to them. And as far as line of control, your counter-infiltration grid has to be very, very tight.
Yes.
And that is where it is going to make a difference. The third thing is that what we are trying to now do is that the NIA and the terrorism support group which has been now created, the money which is coming from ISI, you know, that is where we have to choke it. All funds are coming, sent by the Pakistan army and ISI. This is what is keeping this terrorism alive. This terrorism is not created by India. It has been aided and abetted by Pakistan. And Pakistan is desperate today. And Pakistan do not realize that if they want respectability in the world, they must stop this cross-border terrorism. Otherwise, they will be isolated.
You know,
today they are in a crisis.
Absolutely.
Today they are in the grey list of financial action task force.
Please look at the pictures.
Downgrading them to black. So, Qamar Chima, please advise your government. You are heading for a
Bring
disaster.
those pictures back.
Please understand that. You are trying now to do something which will put you under lot of...
You know, General Sivach, you made a very important point that I want to repeat for Qamar Chima and all of our viewers everywhere, including in Pakistan. These are pictures coming in from the last rites ceremony. The inconsolable family of Major Ketan Sharma. I want to put a picture of his also on your screen. Let's put a two-window so we have him as well as these last rites on your screen. Young officer, 32 years old. You know, Qamar Chima, you're lecturing us about how the army deals with terrorists, etc. and you're calling it an internal problem. Can I tell you the details of this operation? It was because of the care we have for our own people.
Absolutely
the care we have for collateral damage to make sure that civilians are not hurt. That's the reason why officers like young Major Ketan lead from the front, like General Sivach said, and that's why they're in the line of fire, Qamar. Please do not ever compare your dirty terrorists to our army men. Qamar, when you say that this is our problem, yes, it is our problem. But this is a young army man who led from the front. It is because we don't want civilian casualties. That's why we are losing these soldiers.
Chef, we lost the generals in war against terrorism. The problem is that you are not fighting terrorism. India needs to de-link terrorism from Kashmir.
These terrorists kill civilians, Qamar. The Jaish-e-Mohammed kills civilians.
The case for Kashmir can only be understood if you will de-link terrorism from Kashmir.
Do you think
India
the Lashkar-e-Taiba... Please tell me something. Please tell me something. Please explain to me why the Jaish-e-Mohammed and the Lashkar-e-Taiba also kill civilians. Please tell me why these groups also kill civilians if they are so-called freedom fighters, which they are not.
The problem is you are not making accountable to your own armed forces. You need to make accountable to them, and then you need to look at
every single person in the Indian armed forces is accountable for what happens in Kashmir. Nobody needs to lecture the Indian military, which is a professional organization.
Gun and targeting and killing an Indian soldier, you need to answer this question.
I want to leave our viewers with that thought.
Yeah.
You can see that young man on your screen. General Sivach, you have led operations. You know what it's like out there against terrorists.
Absolutely.
Please, in just 30 seconds, I want you to wrap up and tell me, sir, as a general, what would it have been like for a young officer like Ketan, the brave Ketan Sharma, to lead from the front and put himself in the line of fire?
Chef, this is totally embedded in our blood as far as Indian Army concerned. The young officer lead from front. All these operations are led by an officer. And it is a supreme sacrifice made by Ketan Sharma. Major Ketan Sharma will be remembered by this country. And the country is proud of him. And remember that what Qamar Chima was trying to convey is an internal problem. No. It is aided and abetted by
Correct.
Pakistan. And that is why we are getting actionable aid from the civilians. The civilians are not with these terrorists. They want them to be eliminated. And that's why
Absolutely.
we are getting success.
It's under
so
duress.
mind you, Kamachima, let me tell you, you have put our house on fire. One day this fire
I
will
want to
catch
just
you.
leave our
And
viewers with
remember,
one thought
you
today.
are isolated in the world. And you will not know after September
Okay.
when you'll be put in a blacklist.
I just want to leave our viewers with one thought now. Forget about Pakistan. This individual you see on your screen, Major Ketan, please put yourself, just for a moment, viewer, in his shoes. Where it is a decision between life and death, where it is a decision between endangering your own life or taking some extra risks and putting a civilian life in danger, he chose his own death over a civilian's death. That's what this young officer did. That is the kind of person we have lost today. India today, and the nation pays tribute to 32-year-old Major Ketan Sharma, who leaves behind a wife, family, and a daughter who is just 3 years old. The entire nation salutes him and the 3 army men who've perished fighting terrorists in the last 24 hours.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.